a general understanding about the industry with the videos and with the industry write-up. The write-up about the industry are pages and pages. I have not copy-pasted everything. There is no use of that. Because we are going to study and give the exam. We are not going to do thesis on the meal industry. Whatever the basic requirement, the basic knowledge about the industry is required, that I have given. Now, before going in the pre-scene material, reading one by one page and focusing on important areas, before reading the pre-scene only in the classroom, it is better that we go with the overview, a general nutshell of the pre-scene and the important areas which is going to come in the exam. First of all, I am going through that. The pre-scene information concerns a company called Meals at Home that sells meal kits in new land in Europe. So, the name of our company, Meals at Home, and we are selling meal kits only in one country, new land in Europe. Only in one country, new land in Europe, not in USA. The business model of the company founded in 2012. The company focus on high quality meal kits. High quality meal kits that support sustainability. Think about what is sustainability. Anybody can say what is sustainability? Anybody can say what is sustainability? What is sustainability? Please, wrong or right? Wrong or right, anything? निशित जी, हम लोग बीटी में पढ़े, E1 में पढ़े. If we go technically, the sustainable means using.
Sustainability means without future के needs को बिना ये मतलब harm किए उसको continue करना.
That is using the resources.
Yes.
So that you are not compromising on the requirement of the future generation. Because everything is limited, whether it's a coal, oil, vegetables, कोई भी चीज है वो limited है. So you should not be consuming anything more than the desire, more than the what you should be using. That is, you can say, technical bookish language written in the books relating to sustainability. अभी देवश्री ने बोला taking care of environment. If I will say sustainability means the business which I am doing, whether I will be able to do the business for my whole life without affecting others. Can I do the business without affecting others in the same manner the way I am doing? Can I help my stakeholders satisfaction, employees, staff, management, shareholders, customers, financiers? Can I give them the satisfaction continuously without adversely affecting the environment, without adversely affecting anybody else? You can say in common man language, what is sustainability? Sustainability means whatever product and services I am offering, whether I am doing any harm on the environment, whether I am creating pollution more than what is allowed, whether I am creating more and more wastages, plastics and all that, whether I am thinking about, you can say, reducing the balance of the society, whether I am doing business which is not helping the local community, local people, local environment, local economy. क्या हम लोग बिजनेस अपने लिए कर रहे हैं? Are we doing business for ourselves or we are doing business for the entire community? Obviously, whether we are profit making or not for profit making, Meal at Home is a profit making company. Profit अभी हुआ नहीं है, but profit making company. But purpose ये है कि whether it's a profit making or not, how it is helping the society to grow, how it is creating environment balance, how it is promoting usage of plastics and all that, how it is reducing the plastic usage, aluminium usage, how it is protecting the environment, how it is developing the economy and the society, which is called sustainability. Apna bhala, sabka bhala. Modi ji wala. Sabka vikas. You can say that is called sustainability. Ki founded in 2012, the company focus on high quality meal kits that support sustainability by using locally sourced ingredients. We are sustainable. We think about environment, society. We reduce the usage of plastics, aluminium, recycling, and at the same time we are focusing on locally sourced ingredients. We are helping the growth of the local community. We are helping the growth of the country to which we belong, and the natural and your recycled materials. And we are using those materials which are helping sustainability. Meals at Home was the first company in New Land to introduce a compositable packaging. First company in New Land. Compositable packaging. Compositable means cardboard packaging, not a plastics and fiber. Aisa packaging which is good for environment, which is not going to adversely affect environment. All sales are direct to consumers via a subscription model B2 subscription model. Here it should be written B2C. Matlab we are selling goods to customers directly, no middleman. That means you can say that we are not doing business based on commission or not increasing the prices by incorporating middleman. Directly dealing with the customers. And no B2B sales are currently made. But according to me, this B2B sales can be an opportunity. It can be an opportunity. By B2B sales, अगर मान लीजिए malls में, Spencer में, अलग जगह देंगे, that can be given. That will increase our sales. What the harm in that? Maybe you can say that we don't want to involve middlemen. That's the major important thing. We don't want to share our margin with others. That will increase our cost. That we don't want. For that reason, we are not offering. But I will say that that is an opportunity to increase the sales, to increase the revenue, to become more profitable. Which also means the company has no trade receivables. Since the company is directly selling to consumers on cash on delivery, but they have said subscription basis. You need to buy the subscription, then later on you will be given the goods. So you can say that the model of the company is sustainable. The model of the company is fresh ingredients, natural and recycled. The business model of the company is using reusable things, not plastics and all that. The model of the company is selling directly to consumers without involving anybody in between. And so there is no credit sale, there is no tension. That is the business model of the company. This way the company is doing business. Industry trends. The market for meal kit in New Land is dominated by 6 large companies. That in New Land where we are located, 6 companies are there who are engaged in the same type of business. 2 of which are multinationals. That means 2 of 6 companies are already placed in many countries. They are maybe from North America or anything. The picture which they have given is actually taken from a company. I saw that picture, they have taken that picture only. Average growth in revenue for these 6 companies has averaged 7% a year. Average growth in revenue in the country New Land. Normally in the industry, the growth rate is double digit, 11%. But in the country, average growth in revenue for these 6 companies has averaged 7% a year. That means all 6 companies are actually in the New Land growing the industry by 7%. Although this is expected to decline in future. Why? Historically, each company has created its own niche and USP in the market. All the 6 companies have particular category of product, particular market, particular audience. Historically, in the past, each company has created its own niche and USP in the market. Although it is becoming more common for firms to extend their product range and therefore compete more directly with each other. It is also common that suppose meals at home is offering something and their competitor started offering the same thing. Or maybe meals at home started offering something which their competitors are offering. So that type of things is there in the industry, but generally all 6 companies have created something for their own market. Key challenges: increasingly aggressive price competition. Whenever you launch something new, whenever new subscriber to your app or website comes, you are offering first order 50%, for second order at 30%. So that way the price war is very high. That means this is an industry where rivalry among the existing firms is very high, which is not good for the industry. Price war is not good in any industry. A reduction in customer loyalty. Because suppose if I am purchasing from Meal to Eat and the same food I am getting from some another place at 30% price, at 30% discount, why I will order? So there is no loyalty. Idhar sasta, udhar bhag gaye, that way. Pressure to reduce packaging. Pressure to reduce packaging means more sustainability. Ultimately, all the packaging are going to create waste. So how come we can reduce the packaging? And the need for sustainable source of ingredients and packaging. That means the challenge in the industry, not only for us, for everybody, is this. This is the industry trend. And this industry trend, you can say, you can correlate this industry trend also here. Why I have not written those things here? Because that is not written in the pre-scene. That is general analysis given about the industry. But this is written in the pre-scene. Then the financial performance. Revenue grew by 24% in 2020 to 21. The average growth is 7%, but our growth is 24% last year. That means we are dominating in the industry, resulting in an increase of 29% gross profit. Revenue grows up by 24%, but gross profit grows up by 29%. That means increase in cost of sale is at a lesser rate than increase in the revenue. If the revenue is increasing by 24%, and the cost of sale is increasing by 21-22%, then the gross profit margin will be more. That they are saying gross profit is 29% more. However, despite this, the company still made a loss of 4.1 million. Gross profit is positive, but when you deduct other expenditure, administration, selling, interest, then it is a loss-making company up till 2021. 4.1 million, 41 lakh loss. The company has yet to make an operating profit, although this is a normal path to profit within the industry. The company has not made any profit till now, which is normal, because in this industry, others also are making profit around after 9-10 years. So we are going to make profit next year, but this is not uncommon. This is the common thing in the industry. In terms of the working capital and liquidity, cash increased by 1.6 million. If you see the cash balance in 21 as compared to 2020, it is 1.6 million, 16 lakh and dollar more. But this was mainly due to raising $5 million of equity for venture capital and business angels. 5 million of the venture capital and business angel have contributed. They are saying that the cash balance is less, more than last year by 1.6 million, not because we have generated cash, because we have issued shares to venture capital and business angels. Anybody know who are venture capital or business angel? किनको बोलते हैं? Any knowledge? How can we define or we can explain venture capital and business angels?
They are the investor who provide the capital for the business.
That is okay, but slightly थोड़ा सा और अंदर कि बिजनेस एंजल्स मतलब हाई नेटवर्थ इंडिविजुअल्स. मैं नॉर्मली बोलता हूं मेरे बिल्डिंग में, इन दिस बिल्डिंग इन फर्स्ट फ्लोर देयर इज अ बिजनेस एंजल. देयर बिजनेस इज टू इन्वेस्ट इन अदर कंपनीज कैपिटल और डेट. वो इंडिविजुअल है, उनका सालों से 50-60 दादाजी के यहां से काम है. दे हैव द जॉब दैट दे आर गिविंग मनी टू इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट फॉर एज अ लोन, एज एन इक्विटी. वो लोग का काम ही है पैसा लगाना. तो उनके पास क्या आता है? इंटरेस्ट. अगर उन्होंने लोन दिया है, इफ दे हैव इन्वेस्टेड एज अ शेयर, दे आर गेटिंग डिविडेंड एंड ऑल दैट. सो बिजनेस एंजल्स आर हाई नेटवर्थ इंडिविजुअल्स जिनके पास पैसा होता है और जो दूसरे बिजनेसेस को पैसा देते हैं. नॉर्मली वो बिजनेसेस पैसा क्यों लेते हैं? सपोज देयर आर सो मेनी स्टार्टअप्स इन द इंडिया, हाउ दे आर गेटिंग फंड्स? दे आर गेटिंग फंड्स फ्रॉम बिजनेस एंजल्स. जो स्टार्टअप और बिजनेस एंजल को अपना स्टार्टअप बताते हैं, आइडिया बताते हैं. देयर आर सो मेनी प्लेसेस वेयर स्टार्टअप मेला आर ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इन इंडिया. आप वहां जाइए, आपको स्टार्टअप समझाएगा, आपको पैसा लगाना है लगाइए. एंड वेंचर कैपिटल इज, वेंचर मीन्स रिस्की. Those who are investing in risky business, banks, financial institution. In India, we have SBI Venture Capital. We have ICICI Venture Capital. सभी बैंक्स का अपना वेंचर कैपिटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बना हुआ है. Those venture capital organization invest in risky business, invest in startups. These business angels are individuals. These venture capital are company. They both are giving funds, as Nisit said. कि ये वो लोग को पैसा देते, बट दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन रिस्की बिजनेस. बिकॉज इफ द बिजनेस डोंट हैव रिस्क, then generally the business will arrange funds from normal banks by issuing shares in the share market and all that. They will not be going to venture capital and business angels. Those startups are doing risk. Risky means मैंने बोला नुकसान होएगा. If you are thinking something new which nobody has done, risk is more. But if nobody will help you, how you will be able to give outcome out of your thinking process? So government want to promote startups, government want to promote risky business. So government has created venture capital organizations, business angels are there, and they invest in these risky businesses. Why they invest? To generate huge return. Venture capital business angel require return 25, 30, 35%, जो कि आपको कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. No risk, no gain, no pain, no gain. So they are investing in these types of companies. And हमारी कंपनी ने भी last year 5 million has taken from venture capital and business angel. So when we raise 5 million, because of that our cash balance is 1.6 million more. If the 5 million money was not raised, then our cash balance is not good. That they are saying. Viewed in isolation, cash generated from operations is negative. मतलब sale minus ऑपरेशनल एक्सपेंडिचर, कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल, सैलरी, रेंट, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन माइनस करने से वी हैव नेगेटिव कैश फ्लो. द एक्सपेंडिचर्स आर मोर देन रेवेन्यू. द नेगेटिव कैश फ्लो, बट कैश फ्लो हैज इंक्रीज कैश बैलेंस बिकॉज ऑफ इश्यू ऑफ शेयर्स और मे बी टेकिंग फंड्स फ्रॉम वेंचर कैपिटल एंड बिजनेस एंजल. द 2022 बजट एज्यूम्स अ फर्दर ग्रोथ इन सेल्स ऑफ 21%. दैट मीन्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी ग्रोन लास्ट ईयर बाई 24. अभी भी हम लोग सोच रहे हैं कि वी विल ग्रो बाय 21% इन 2022, विच इज वेरी कॉन्ट्रेडिक्टरी एज कंपेयर टू एवरेज ग्रोथ रेट इन द इंडस्ट्री. कि लास्ट 7-8 सालों में एवरेज में ग्रोथ 7% है. यू कैन से दैट वी हैव ग्रोन लास्ट ईयर, सेल्स ग्रोन बाय 24%, बट स्टिल वी आर फोरकास्टिंग नेक्स्ट ईयर ऑल्सो 21, विच सीम्स एम्बिशियस, वेरी एक्स्ट्रा ऑप्टिमिस्टिक यू कैन से, given the challenges in the industry outlined above. Because the challenges are price war, more ingredients, sustainability, all these things. Nevertheless, it can achieve the budget, then it will make an operating profit first time. If they will be able to improve their sales by 21% as per budget, then definitely they will be earning profit in 2022. But whether that will be possible or not is a question mark. You can see that a summary of 25-27 pages of the pre-scene. Business model, industry, financial performance. If you go in the pre-scene reading, we will be going just after 10 minutes further. And you correlate core area A, B, C, D, E, F, all 6 areas. Then not me. You can see that these are the important areas which are going to be asked in the exam. Core area A as per the CIMA syllabus is named as costing. Costing means P1. P1 में सबसे पहले ABC. It is written in the pre-scene, the company is following traditional costing system. They are calculating overhead rate based on labor hour, machine hour. So there is a high probability that the question will be there. I will not say probability, 100% guarantee. Question will be there in the exam on ABC. But whether it will be there in all the variants, I don't know. What is the variants and all that? You can see previous batch video. Because previous batch, February 2022, All the 7 classes are freely uploaded on YouTube. पूरा सारा का सारा 7 क्लासेस YouTube पे डाला हुआ है. आप तो वैसे मेरे स्टूडेंट है, बट दोज हु आर नॉट माय स्टूडेंट, ऑल 7 freely, so that anybody can prepare on their own self and then can prepare for other case studies by self study, no problem. तो मेरा बोलने का मतलब है, उसमें मैं फर्स्ट क्लास में बोला हूं क्या क्या वेरिएंट्स वगैरह होता है, अभी मैंने आज डिस्कस नहीं किया, बिकॉज इट इज सो बोरिंग. आई हैव सेड दिस मोर देन इन लास्ट 8 years, 7 to 8 years, 40 times in operational level, 40 time management, 40 time strategic. तो अब कोई भी फर्स्ट क्लास का वीडियो देखेगा उसको दिख जाएगा क्या है. So it is, I have not wasted my time, but I mean to say that whatever the variants will be there, in most of the variants you are going to get a question on ABC. Meals at Home currently has a traditional absorption costing system centered on 3 cost centers, each with 2 absorption rates. They have given in the pre-seen material there are 3 cost centers, and in 3 centers we have 2 different rates. For variable overhead rate is different, for fixed overhead rate is different, each for fixed and variable overhead, either based on labor hour, machine hour. The pros, cons and difficulties of switching to ABC has been a very common task in previous exam and is highly likely here. अब आप बोलेंगे सर ABC का एडवांटेज डिसएडवांटेज क्या है, क्या होता है? We will discuss, because otherwise I will not be able to discuss the entire pre-scene today. My objective is to finish off pre-scene as much as possible. Then I will be telling what you need to do for the next class and all that. So you can say that when you will be studying in next 7 days, you will be going in the video of ABC, you will be going in the write-up of ABC, reading that, advantage, disadvantage, pros and cons, so that you technically prepare yourself. कोई क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं करना है, बट एक बार उसको गो थ्रू करना होगा. आई विल डिस्कस दैट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास, डोंट वरी. बट फिर भी आपको भी पढ़ना है, डिस्कस भी करना है, एंड एट द सेम टाइम यू नीड टू राइट द आंसर्स so that 100% preparation will be done. Costing digital products. Meals at Home already has an app, so make sure you can discuss the problems in costing such objects and the different categories of ongoing cost post development. Devsri did the last class, last batch, or anybody. जो क्वेश्चन मैंने पूछा था प्रीवियस केस स्टडी में, मैं डिट्टो वही क्वेश्चन पूछने वाला हूं यहां भी, सेम क्वेश्चन. एंड आंसर देने के लिए आई विल एक्सप्लेन माई ऐप प्रोसेस अगेन. इफ यू हैव डन द वीडियो ऑफ फेब्रुअरी केस स्टडी, द बेसिक्स आर ऑलरेडी क्लियर, बिकॉज आई कैन एक्सप्लेन डिजिटल कॉस्टिंग ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट्स बाय माई एक्सपीरियंस. कि जब मैंने ऐप बनाया, क्या किया, नहीं किया, कैसे कॉस्टिंग में प्रॉब्लम होती है, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आई विल से अबाउट माई सेल्फ. द आंसर इज रेडी. So you can see that, as I am saying continuously, February 2022 classes should be done. आप उसमें जो पढ़ेंगे मैं वही बोलने वाला हूं. But I am not discussing today. I will discuss in the next class. Costing of digital products is an important area. Digital costing. Remember that a digital costing system like internal system with those of suppliers, customers and the market. Meals at Home does not seem to do this, but a number of directors are keen to incorporate technologies to a greater extent. So make sure you can discuss the benefits of switching to digital costing. You can say that my software, my website, my internal system are connected with my suppliers and the customers. Customer तो यहां पर direct है, but suppliers. कब order देना है, what type of order to be given, what material, how much quantity, automatically the supplier get the information. हमको उससे communicate अलग से नहीं करना है. That is called digital costing of the products. For that you need to change the system of the suppliers, you need to change your system. The directors are interested in this. We will be able to develop a good business. When you see the videos, if you have not seen, these companies are not small. These companies are very, very big companies. And the multinational companies are especially very big. So they have that system, that their own ERP system, their own data management system are connected with the suppliers and the customer system. So in that case, efficiency comes, productivity comes, cost minimizes. Uske बारे में the question can come, because already written in the pre-scene, directors are thinking along those lines. Even in the end, when there is a newspaper article, is also focusing on this area. You can see that relating to core area A, digital costing and ABC, the important area. Core area B, budgeting. It is written in the pre-seen material, the company is following incremental budgeting process. The company is following incremental budgeting process. Incremental budgeting process means you have already the last year budget, last year actual data. On that basis, you are making the budget for future. They have done always that, but whether going forward, they should be going for zero-based budgeting or not, advantage, disadvantage, pros and cons, that is one area. Very important area, because a paragraph is specifically 1 page in the pre-seen given for budgeting. Relating to incremental budgeting. Budget participation. Again in the budget paragraph, they have mentioned that the budget is prepared in the company a top-down approach. The top management make the budgets and targets. They don't involve junior managers and all that. Whether this is good or bad, whether the company should change the behavior of budgeting or not, that is another area. Stress testing and sensitivity. A number of areas of uncertainty are highlighted concerning the future, such as price competition. Given this, makes sure that you could discuss tables showing different outcome scenarios. How much would sales have to fall before the company? There are, in the previous case study also, I gave the detail, and then I said that the sales can be this, can be this, can be this, probability is this, coefficient of variation is this, SD is this, and then you need to explain those datas and all that type of question. There are many sensitive variables which can have any value, how they are going to affect our business, how they are going to affect our decision making. That is stress testing and sensitivity. That means in the core area B, budgeting, the method of budgeting, types of budgeting, incremental, zero-based, budgeting behavior, top-down, bottom-up, and stress testing, sensitivity analysis. Then core area C, performance analysis. Performance analysis of production department, sales department, performance analysis of particular divisions, performance analysis of different types of products, managers, different performance analysis. A significant aspect of new syllabus is focus on key performance indicators for different parts of the business. For meals at home, try designing a scorecard. Production, sales, marketing, and so on. Definitely, as I gave question in the previous case study, I will be giving question on the case study relating to production department. What should be the critical success factor? What is the key performance indicative measures? Give some examples, explain them. How important would customer retention be as a KPI? Say just, एक बार सभी को ऐसे पढ़ने की बजाय, suppose we want to say that in the production department of this meal at home, production department, where they are putting all the ingredients together for a party, suppose for pav bhaji, it is a chopped onion, it is a chopped tomato, it is chopped, you can say, cabbage, जो चीज उसमें लगता है, मटर and all that, peas and all that, breads are there. In this department where these ingredients are made ready, production department, what is the important area where the production department should improve? क्या important area होना चाहिए? आप लोग क्या लगता है? What do you think? What is the area by which we can analyze the performance of the production department? अगर घर पे खाना बन रहा है, if food is making, what is the most important thing in the food? One is the quality, taste. वो तो हम लोग यहाँ बोल नहीं सकते because we are not making food. We are giving ingredients, food will be made by that person. Time taken, उससे भी ज्यादा important according to me wastages. कि when the ingredients are made for one person, one person means एक आदमी के खाने के लिए, 2 portions means 2 आदमी के खाने के लिए, then in that case wastage should be minimal. While assembling the ingredients for 1 portion, 2 portion, how much wastages we are doing, how much wastage control we are doing, that will help in the cost also, and that will help in the sustainability also. दोनों तरफ से वो हेल्प करेगा. एंड एज इट इज ऑलरेडी रिटन दैट we need to be sustainable and we need to minimize the cost because price war is going on in the market. So it is very essential that we need to control on wastages. The percentage waste should be minimizing from one period to another period. The wastages are of two types. One is the material is wasted because they are old. The life is over. And one is the material while packaging, the material are getting wasted. Both the things we need to minimize. That we need to minimize. That is one of the key performance indicators in production department. आपको ये सब चीज लिखा हुआ कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. जब तक आप till the time you are not feeling, आपके सामने ये काम होता हुआ वीडियो नहीं दिख रहा है, आप नहीं लिख सकते आंसर. आप मान लीजिए कि मैं क्लास में आई एम गिविंग 40-50 क्वेश्चंस, दैट डजंट मीन दैट वो क्वेश्चन आएगा. क्वेश्चन ये आ रहा है कि मेरे को हर एक सिचुएशन के लिए मेरे को आई कैनॉट फाइंड आंसर फॉर द क्वेश्चंस एनीवेयर रिटन. आई नीड टू डेवलप माई स्किल्स बाय प्रैक्टिस. इसीलिए मैं एक एक चीज के बारे में डिस्कस नहीं कर रहा अभी. वी विल डिस्कस इन कमिंग 2 क्लासेस ऑल दीज एरियाज विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन प्रॉपर डिस्कशन. अभी एक बार मैं आपको रीड क्यों कर रहा हूं? व्हेन यू रीड द प्रीसीन मटेरियल यू आर रेडी. प्रीसीन मटेरियल रेडी करने के टाइम पे आप तैयार रहोगे कि भाई ये सब क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. मेरे को आई नीड टू टेक द डिटेल फ्रॉम हियर, हाउ आई विल यूज द डेटा एंड ऑल दैट. Furthermore, consider, and this you can see, this you need to read in E1, P1, F1, wherever relevant आपको वहां से prepare करना है. Furthermore, consider where the information would come from such an access. Information कहां से मिलेगा? How to measure this performance? What information system we need to develop in our organization for this purpose? For performance, we can calculate variance. We can compare standard cost and actual cost, variance, adverse, favorable. In exam, they will not ask you calculate variance. The variance will be given. They will be asking you interpret the variance, analyze the variance. Why the variance is adverse? Why the variance is favorable? If it is adverse, what course of action should be taken? वो कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ है, आपको अपने आप बिल्टअप करना पड़ेगा. You will say, sir, कैसे करेंगे? Think practical. डोंट थिंक दैट कि आपको वेरिएंस कैलकुलेशन करना है स्टैंडर्ड आवर, एक्चुअल आवर इनटू स्टैंड, ये सब नहीं काम है. गो बियॉन्ड द बुक्स, बियॉन्ड द पेजेस. वीडियो देखना बहुत जरूरी है. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर. द कंपनी इज फॉलोइंग फंक्शन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर. वी हैव अ प्रोडक्शन फंक्शन डिपार्टमेंट, वी हैव अ मार्केटिंग डिपार्टमेंट, मार्केटिंग एंड सेल्स, वी हैव अ फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट. अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट है हम लोग के यहाँ. The specialists are working in all the 3 departments. Meals at home is currently organized on mainly functional lines. You could be asked to discuss whether a change in the structure other than functional, do we need to have any other structure? Normally no, but for example, if meals at home start a completely new range of product, as I said, ready to eat. Abhi to cook and eat hai, but ready to eat. Such as smoothies, do you think this should be set up as a separate division? अब इसका कोई आंसर yes और no नहीं है. You need to write, if you set up a separate division for this, what will be the benefit? What will be the disadvantage? दोनों लिखना होगा. Ultimately your conclusion की set करना है नहीं करना है doesn't matter. You need to give logic, you need to give pros and cons of that. That is organization structure. So organization structure, variance, KPI are core area. C, performance matrix. Core area D, financial. F1 area, governance and ethics. Non-current asset. Every exam, every paper, non-current asset related questions are there. ये कोई नया बात नहीं है. The financial reporting aspects of non-current assets are a common exam theme. So make sure you revise the different angles in the question. अभी हम लोगों ने F1 क्लासेस में पढ़ा, निश्चित आप थे, revaluation of assets, intangible, tangible assets, depreciation, सब कुछ वो सब relevant है. To discuss possible impairment, whether subsequent expenditure to incorporate more technology can be capitalized. Alternatively, you may have to discuss the difference between meals at home, owning equipment and leasing. कि एसेट खरीदना है कि लीज पे लेना है. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया. इन्वेंट्री. Given that some recipes may come in and out of popularity, there is always the risk that some ingredients may no longer required. And so a question arises, what should be the price? NRV or cost? Net realizable value. Again, Nisit, we did in the classes F1 recently, around 1 month back, inventory. What is NRV? What is cost? Logic behind that. Furthermore, make sure you could discuss a possible recall. If, say, it were discovered that a supplier had sold meals at home ingredients that contained pesticides. मान लीजिए कोई supplier ने खराब ingredients दिया है, bad, then you will be taking legal action against him, ethics and all that, and accounting treatment of that also, maybe provisioning requirement or anything, because that was supplied to the customer is complaining, the customer has filed a suit against the company, provisions वगैरह भी हम लोग पढ़े हैं, provisions, contingencies, all things, कुछ भी आ सकता है. Governance is not mentioned. In the pre-scene, it is not mentioned how many executive, non-executive, whether they have committee or not. जब हम लोग F1 पढ़ते हैं तो लास्ट की क्लास में मैं ये कराता हूं. F1 में ethics, even also ethics, in BT also. Private ownership, perhaps do, because in the pre-scene nothing is written about this. It's a private company, like Saraf Academy. This does not mean that governance cannot feature in the real exam. Some of the business angels who have invested in meals at home may require a better governance structure. So you should have a basic understanding. CEO and chairman should be different. Non-executive directors should not be less than executive directors. Committee structure, thoda knowledge hona chahiye. We will discuss again. But then in BT and F1, BT money, even and F1 we discuss already. Going concern. You could also consider whether the business is a going concern and implications if not, although F1 does not go into much detail regarding this. Actually, going concern and all that are there in management level. But still some basic knowledge of going concern, continuity. Since we are suffering losses for already 8 years, maybe we will not be able to continue our business. If that happens, what will be the accounting treatment and all that? We have already discussed in our F1 classes in the current batch. When I discussed in the first 2 classes, the principles, going concern principle, basic fundamental principles. But again, we will discuss in the case study classes. Don't worry. Then core area E, decision making, relevant costing, P1. Remember that all decision making is best done by considering future incremental cash flows. Typical decision could involve moving the warehouse, choosing whether to outsource some processes. Make sure you discuss. They will be giving you relevant cost details. You need to say which one is relevant, which one is not relevant in decision making. Very common question in operational level exams. Decision making under constraints. That is limited resources, machine hour, labor hour are there. Then in the limited resources, which product we should produce more, key factor analysis, linear programming, that way. Decision making under constraints. There will probably be exam variants that explore decision making. For example, if the supply of skilled practical labor is interrupted, this may result in bottlenecks in production. Be prepared to discuss best approach and justify why that approach is to be preferred. Decision making with risk and uncertainty, maximax, minimax, risk attitude, average, expected value, wo sab, all these. That is, you can say core area E, then core area F, working capital, purely F1 and slightly P1 also. The company is a loss making but growing very fast. Maybe the company is going to face problem of over trading. What is over trading? How can you explain whether you can say that company is facing over trading or not? Very important question in exam. Guarantee aayega, guarantee. Which variant I don't know. Question will come. Under over trading, under current working capital inventory. How much level of inventory, EOQ, JIT and all that for different types of materials which we are having. Some are having huge life, some are having limited life. JIT should be followed for that. All those discussion. Receivables and payables, we don't have any receivables because we are selling cash. But if we start selling through middlemen and all that, receivable arises. What should be the credit? Payables, our payable period is very vast. 109 days we are taking. Still the contract with the suppliers is 30 to 40 days. So why we are doing so much delay? It is going to affect our business. How? That is cash management. the cash from operating activity is a negative. But the normal cash balance is better than last year because of the share issue and all that. The cash management, where the surplus money can be invested, how the funds can be arranged and all that, that is cash management. According to me, you can say that in every core area there are three parts. That means 3 into 6, 18 parts. And in every core area there are different ways of designing the question. Relating to 18 parts, if I will consider 2 ways to designing the question, there are 36 important areas for exam. Based on the pre-seen reading, we will realize that these are the important areas which the examiner is going to focus. If I will say February 2022 case study, ज़्यादातर area यही था, but that was a different case study, different industry, different ball game. And this is a different case study, different scenario. The questions are relating to the same areas, but now the answer need to be written based on our pre-seen material and everything. You can say that an overview and the major areas which will be tested in the exam. And our classes will be focusing on all these areas again and again, so that whatever question comes in exam, we will be able to write a proper answer. Around 36 important areas. Broadly 18, in every area there are 2 to 3 ways of giving the question. So 36 important areas of the questions which will be coming in the exam. Now I am not reading this one which I have prepared relating to, you can say quiz and all that, that you can go through, but it is important that we go through slightly from the pre-seen material.